Okay, 1229, good luck. That we've not played before, no head-to-head score. Only 140 games for my opponent, so could be a newish account. How many in Blitz? Or 260 Blitz, 48 Bullet, yeah, so a fairly new account. I'm going to get my bishop up before I push the pawn up. Let's develop it. You've got to be careful about the potential pawn push. It does go wrong sometimes, just got to be paying attention. Okay, I'll drop back. But if he pushes, I'm going to have to take at some point. Okay, he's played forward, all standard. Let's trade the bishop. Let's develop the knight and just threaten to take. He might go f4. He's playing this very well. Does he do f4? If he does, we'll probably play knight forward. He does take. See, I could go here. Yeah, if he does f4, I'm probably just going to go forward anyway. Maybe I'll play pawn here. He goes that way, so I'll push up just so my bishop's got room to drop back. And then maybe rook across. Probably pawn up at some point. Yeah, he has come forward now, so I think I should come in. I'll pre-move in case he takes. If he didn't take, we had knight across there, but he did. So we're just going to look to double up and just put pressure on the pawn if we can. Still going to try and find a way to actually break through, of course. So right now we're threatening to grab a pawn, maybe even this side. So let's see how he plays it. Can we get our bishop in? Maybe c5 and try and get the bishop here. Okay, so he's pushed forward, so we've got the chance to grab either of these pawns. So this one feels more dangerous, even though it creates a threat for us. We're threatening to take this one as well next move. But if you take, we just take back, but it opens the f-file. But that's probably the better move because we create an immediate threat to capture. And what does he do? If he goes here, we can just simply drop back. This center pawn doesn't have the same immediate threat, does it? Am I blundering something? Possibly, but I don't see it, so I'll just take. So we're just simply threatening to capture. But you can imagine a move like queen up threatening to come in, but right now we're covered. But that's the immediate threat. Let's see what he does. Right, he's played rook up, logical. So we could actually potentially still grab another pawn here because he still can't take with his pawn. But if we leave two pieces hanging and say the queen moves somewhere, where would the queen move? I don't know, say back here. Then we've got a bit of a problem because we can't move both pieces at the same time. So I like the idea of just dropping the bishop back. I mean, I could go this way and go a little bit safer, still trying to attack the pawn. But I'm going to go here. If you push, I can just push on, but we can try and line up the diagonal threat. And now we are threatening to take another pawn again. Okay, now we're not threatening to, so we can maybe look at c5, or we've got queen up. Queen up looks strong to me, so I'm going to play it, just simply threatening to come around the back. I just got to pay attention that I don't blunder something silly. And his king might be perfectly safe there. Here, if you just go here, I might actually have nothing whatsoever. Okay, he's come forward to guard. So now it feels like I should have a move like queen across. Again, it feels a bit risky, but we put pressure on. Maybe he's a bit better, or maybe we just go for it here, but... I don't want that pawn pushing any further, so I'll just lock that down for now. But oh, this bishop's a bit misplaced. Maybe bishop back on d6 would be neater. Queen across is probably a good move as well. Yeah, I'm going to play queen over. And we've got the option to maybe move the rook and offer a queen trade at the same time, or put the bishop back here, preparing a pawn push. We're also hitting this pawn as well. So there are some threats there. Also, he's missed the fact that we can take here. And he'll have to move his king or give up the exchange. So I think we just grab the pawn. Again, it's not without risk. If the king does find a way to safety, it's opening a file for the rook, so everything's risk and reward. But probably just the bishop coming back here, I would imagine. Is it feasible to go forward here, I'm wondering? Just threatening check. That could actually be a move forward. Threatening check. What does he do? If he goes here, say queen check, you just simply block, right? It feels like it's a bit dubious, but it's one of them that gives your opponent a chance to make a mistake, but I don't want to be getting too overly adventurous. Oh, now here, can I take? No, it doesn't work. I've still got this check, rook blocks and collect. Yeah, I'm just going to throw the check in, try and keep it simple. So let's take the pawn, but like I say, the risk is I'm opening up the files for my opponent's rook. So if he manages to get the king safe, still a bit of risk there. But we might have a threat here, actually. There might be a hidden threat. Take a pawn, and if you take, we can come in and win the queen. That's a little bit nasty, isn't it? So does he have a defense to that? Is there a defense? The idea is just to try and deflect the bishop or trade the bishop. So does he have a defense to take? Rook takes, king takes, and I don't think he's got a follow-up. Rook takes is okay. I don't think he's got a good reply, because if he takes, I've just got rook takes winning the game on the spot. Takes, check. Well, in effect, it wins the game on the spot. He'd get two pieces, obviously, rook and bishop for the queen. So if he takes, we take here, otherwise we're threatening just to trade the bishop. And I think my king is safe enough here. So he has found rook forward, okay. So have I just actually blundered it? Have I just actually blundered it again? I mean, I can check and come back here, so I think I'm fine. Actually, yeah, if I just check here, we hit the rook, so you'll have to go back and guard, and then I think I just take the bishop. Or he'll lose the rook, or the bishop. I don't think you can guard them both. And worst case, I've got queen back to guard my bishop as well. But so you just always got to look out in case a move like rook takes is a sack and he can activate his piece, but I don't see it. If he doesn't guard his rook, he loses the rook. If he doesn't guard the bishop, he loses the bishop. So I think it's about over, but I can always miss something in any part of any game. You just miss one key move. So he's gone back. So I like queen takes bishop. We create another threat if he doesn't trade, but if the queen comes off, it should be good for us. Again, I don't think I'm missing anything, but I could be. Again, rook takes, king takes, rook check. Just drop the king back, and I don't think the queen can get in, so I think I'm fine. I think I am. Right, the queen's off. So now we hit this pawn and we hit this pawn. So we just have to pay attention not to do something really stupid. But it does happen. Like rook across, just push the pawn up, looks very sensible. Okay, he comes forward, so am I okay to simply take here now? I think I am. Now we threaten the rook, we threaten to take another pawn. I could even take here first, but it feels okay just to take with a bishop. Okay, that's the rook. Okay, rook across, so we can just force the rook off the board now, just throw a check in. Okay, so I'll just take back. Then just drop the bishop back to cut the king, and then run a pawn up the board. Or just be... I could even sack, of course, as long as he doesn't get too close to getting in. Bishop back and bishop back or something, but let's just take... He's got to try and put his king in a position where there's a stalemate potential. That's what he needs to try and do. So he can't really break through here, so I don't have to worry about that. So I can just try and get a new queen. But from his point of view, he needs to just keep his king in a position where I can make a slight slip, not pay attention, and he gets a stalemate. So let's check. So this is where I have to try and pay attention now. Oh, he's gone the wrong way. He's gone back over. So there's less risk of a stalemate now. So I'll get the bishop out the way, and then the idea will be queen up and then rook up, something like that. I mean, I can checkmate in lots of ways. Actually, check and then rook up is okay, but check here looks fine with the rook coming in. So you just got to pay attention, but it's mate next move. Okay, so that's a checkmate. That's our rapid game for the day done. So let's see how the engine says we actually played it. We have 44 moves, so they're the move times for both of us. Now we'll just request an analysis. Obviously, it was a comfortable game, so the figures can be a bit misleading when you're playing somebody where you're a much higher rated opponent and you get a comfortable game like that. So sometimes the figures can be a bit misleading. So yeah, 98% with a center pawn loss of 10. My opponents see though 92%, center pawn loss of 32, and they're actually in line with how I would normally play a typical game, but it's just that he's gotten into a worse position early, but found lots of good moves in that worse position. So sometimes the figures can be a little bit misleading like that. So it was a decent effort by my opponent, but we gained an advantage roundabout here. So this is where we've gained an edge. When my opponent traded the pawn, and then we've just gradually built it. You can see the line's just gotten bigger and bigger. So that was still a decent win.